Hi, I'm John Rickman. Welcome to the Hey Bartender Show. Let's meet the class. We have Holly, Nate, and Vanessa. Well, to get started, the free pour. Have you heard about the free pour? You'll see bartenders do it. It is the bartender's favorite pour. You'll see them just take a bottle and point like this. They're going, how do you pour accurately and consistently the whole time? Well, it's all on a count system. It goes like second hands on the clock. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. First thing you do is you go ahead and pick up your bottle, no matter what it is. We'll just go ahead and take this rum. I like to go ahead and hang on to the pour spout. I do this simply because I found that some bottles are inherently large, like Drambuie. Put this pour spout in there, it just barely is fitting. So I made the mistake of holding it up like this and pouring it, all flies off that cap, all flies out about 10 ounces. Who pays for that? Yeah, you poured it, you pay for it. So again, I found out very quickly, hang on to that pour spout. Then if it does have a little air hole, don't cover that. Can you see that? A little air hole? Because if you cover it, it restricts the flow. As soon as I release it, it flows nice and natural. Now back to this count system. Again, like second hands on the clock. Now this is only a template. We actually pour to the flow of the bottles because a lot of bottles have different shapes and sizes. So you'll notice when they pour, all of a sudden it'll rush out or it'll dribble out. Matter of fact, to increase the complication a little bit, we have different pour spouts. This one is a typical one that you'll see out there also. It's on a 4-count system. This one has a little filter on it, so it kind of sprays out, but it's still on a 4-count system. We usually put this on a lot of our cordials, our liqueurs, our sweetened family of alcohol, because they attract a lot of fruit flies, and I'd rather have them attract on that and I can wash it, throw it away instead of all of those fruit flies in your drink. Same with this cap here. That's why it's cap on top. You take it off, it slows us down a little bit, but I'd rather have that than going ahead and digging out those fruit flies. Incidentally, nope. Good question. Look at this baby. It's a 3-count. And there's others out there that are tapered, that are 6-count, 8-count, etc. But like I said, it's a template. Once you get it down, you actually go to the flow of the bottle. I'll show you exactly what I mean. When I pick up this bottle, as I'm pouring it, the count system was kind of designed with the bubbles. If you notice 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you can feel it. If I actually get one of those bigger pour spouts and it's pouring a lot faster and I'm not comfortable with it going that fast, I tilt the bottle down. It goes a little bit slower. So that way I can always get that accurate count every time. Matter of fact, I had one student in a different class. She was driving me crazy because she would go 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. And I'd go say hippopotamus or something. But she was dynamite. Every time she was dead on. So even though I say this 4-count, when you get back here and you're practicing, if you find out a 3-count works for you, as long as you're accurate, I don't care. Let's go back to this again. Pick it on up. Oh, you had a question?
Yeah, I have a question real quick. So do you always, like Nate was asking, do you always do a pour count for like non-liqueurs, like if you do like juices or something, or does that change?
We'll get into the juices in a second because most of their measurement is fill. So you just go ahead and just pour it from these big containers, etc. If you have to go ahead and measure it, then we have a little juice containers that we call our bar pours. Again, if we use this is almost a 2-count, but notice it has the air hole. We can actually constrict it and make it pour a lot slower and be very, very accurate every time. So good question.
So in every cocktail, is it always 4 counts for any kind of liquor?
It starts off like that. Don't get obsessed with the 4-count. Like I said, it's a template. When you get back here and start pouring, then all of a sudden it'll all start getting together going, this is where I can pour accurately every time. 3-count, 2-count, 1 alligator, etc. So again, let's get back to the free pour. You just tilt your bottle up at a 60-degree angle and count it on out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Snap it on out. And then you go ahead and check yourself. There's different sizes of shot glasses out there. This is actually a jigger. I happen to buy the one that has 1 ounce and a 2 ounce. That's most frequently what I pour. But it could be a 1/2 ounce 3/4 of an ounce, whatever the sizes are. Then I want you to go ahead and check yourself. Oh, look at that, I got lucky. And after you do this several times, you'll get the feel of it. All of a sudden you pour it and you're going, okay, I can hit that every time. This is very important for a bartender because, again, we want to be consistent when we're pouring. You'll see bartenders do this a lot. It's called the 2-finger rule. It's kind of wild. As you go ahead and pour it, you can just put your 2 fingers here. And notice it comes to about that imaginary line. I've seen a lot of new bartenders do this. Their first year or two, they're going like this. There. And you're going, okay, you're just learning. But it works on almost any glass. So for you home entertainers, if you're ever worried about it, use the 2-finger mark. Just make sure you don't include that bottom base because that has no space for it. Just put your fingers like that, and we know that we're going to pour right about to there when it's filled with ice. And if you want to count with me, you can see you're still pretty accurate. So we'll put my fingers up there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Perfect.
And voila, there it is. And kind of fun. And stay tuned because we have a segment called Passing the Bar, in which we're going to go ahead and test Vanessa, Nate, and Holly on what they've learned and see if they can pass the bar. Okay, so now that I demonstrated how to free pour, let's have one of you get back here and do it. Okay, so let's see. We have 2 ladies, 1 gentleman. You're going to be outvoted. Nate, let's get you back here. Come on back. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll take our bourbon. And again, put your finger over the top. Go ahead and do your count system, then we'll check it. Was everybody counting with them?
Yeah.
Let's take a look. So yeah, we all know that we want to go to him for our drinks. Just a hair, actually, for your first try, that was excellent. And who's up next to give it a shot? We already had Nate, he did excellent. Or how about pop on back? Breathe, Holly, breathe. So again, go ahead and grab that glass mixing cup right there. Just lay it right up here. And let's go ahead and we'll stick with the whiskey. Yeah.
Put my hand over this? No, I don't.
Just the bottom part, right?
Right.
Oh, you're a lefty, huh?
I'm lefty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll get out of your way then. And let's check it out. Let's see. I can already tell it's good. I heard you guys counting too. Wow. First time. Well, your turn next. Come on back here, Vanessa. That was nice. Holy mackerel. A little natural. I remember the first time I did it, I poured all over the place. That was like 1.5 ounces. Okay, so we'll stay with this. Go ahead and grab that glass mixing cup. Put it up there. And yeah, that'll be good. Nice. Yep.
Should I count out loud?
Sure.
4. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Oops.
And a little spillage.
Let's see.
And it actually looks really good, even even with all that kind of jittery count. The 1 and 2. Nice. Holy mackerel. Everybody's doing great. And it looks like our Hey Bartender show has gotten some emails here from some of our viewers. This one is from Gary in Santa Maria. He asks, do you have to have a license to be a bartender? Actually, Gary, no, you don't. Here in Southern California, you don't necessarily have to have a license, but most of your managers or bar owners want you to be somewhat trained in how to pour alcohol. So maybe not licensed, but go get some training. Then we have oh, this is a very good question. I get to ask this a lot. I keep seeing drink responsible, but what does that really mean? Stop drinking before you pass out? Oh, Heather from Isla Vista. Have a designated driver or take a cab home. Having a designated driver would be excellent. Taking a cab home, of course, if you can. But even, let's talk serious for a second. Monitor yourself. It takes 35 to 40 minutes before the alcohol will peak into your bloodstream. So as you order that drink and you start sipping on it, take a notice of your watch. About 35, 40 minutes later, take a look and see how you feel. Are you happy, losing a little inhibitions, feeling warm all over, or are you getting agitated, easily annoyed, can't focus? If you can't do any of those, please stop and don't order another drink. But always monitor yourself, and that's the best way to go ahead and drink responsible. And stay tuned, come back, and we'll shake it up. I just got an email from Carolyn. She said she's having a brunch for about 10 ladies. She doesn't know what drinks to serve. Let's go in and shake it up.
Oh, John, thank you for coming. You're a lifesaver.
Oh, you're very welcome. Let's get started, yes. Thanks for inviting me over, Caroline. And you talked about a brunch, and you're a little crazed on what to serve. Obviously, the first drink that comes to mind is mimosa. And even though we're going to shake it up a little bit and give your guests a lot of different choices, we should also give them something that they kind of expect. So we'll go ahead and pour the typical mimosa, which everyone knows is champagne. And I always just half fill it. And of course, it's going to go crazy a little bit, so we go ahead and let it fizz on down to get our proper proportion. There we go. And then, of course, your orange juice. Now, when I was at the Zia Cafe, it's a little bar right on State Street. And I'm competing with several other bars up and down State Street. And, of course, the mimosa comes complimentary with most of your Sunday brunches. So therefore, I'm sitting in my bar, and I see the tourists and people walking by, and they're reading our menu, and they're going, well, the eggs are the same, the mimosas is the same, let's keep looking around. And I wasn't getting a lot of traffic. So I went ahead and I went to my manager. I go, can we make fuzzy mimosas? He said, yeah. He said, what the heck's that? I go, it's just a little bit of peach schnapps into our mimosa. We'll put it out on the menu. And so we can go ahead and get some people excited about coming into the bar. Well, here's all the tourists coming by, and they're going, okay, this is typical, mimosas, complimentary at the Sunday brunch. Oh, wait a minute. Fuzzy? Complimentary? Let's go ahead and go in there. Also, my bar is filled. Well, after a while, I started seeing other managers and other bartenders coming from other places looking at my menu. They saw what I did, so they started copying it. After a while, they kind of stole our clientele, so I went back over to the manager and I said, can we make Grand mimosas? He goes, what the heck's that? I go, just a little bit of Grand Marnier, you probably were going to guess it. Throw that on there, put that on the menu. Again, all the people started coming in. So let's go ahead and just top it with a little bit of peach schnapps, about a half an ounce. And if you notice, I float it right on top because peach schnapps is very, very thick. Incidentally, that's why I put the orange juice on top, because the champagne's down on the bottom, the orange juice goes ahead and mixes itself naturally, then that half an ounce pours all the way through. It tastes fantastic. I don't have to stir it or anything else. Yeah, I used to make the mistake of pouring it on the bottom, what sits on the bottom. Now you're just tasting a mimosa. When you get down to that thick syrup at the bottom, a lot of my customers are going, that's too sweet. So therefore, if you put it on top, it tastes great. Go ahead, take a little sip of that. The fuzzy mimosa.
Fuzzy mimosa. Oh, it's good. It's sweet.
Good.
Lovely.
Just a little bit of a difference. Yes. Now, of course, around Christmas time, I went ahead and asked my manager, can I switch juices? Can I go ahead and I see a lot of these poinsettia plants out there all the time. I go, what if I go ahead and pour a little bit of champagne just like we do with our mimosas? And it's not going to be any more expensive for you because instead of just using orange juice, I'm going to go ahead and use cranberry juice. This drink is also called a poinsettia. And of course now, all your customers are coming in going, oh, I didn't know you could put cranberry juice in champagne. Well, but of course you can. And voila, we have a poinsettia.
Poinsettia.
And yes, you guessed it, we can go ahead and put fuzzy poinsettias, grand poinsettias. We could have a lot of fun with all this stuff.
Oh, I like this.
You like that? Now, here it comes rolling around Valentine's Day, and I think you might know what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix these two colors. And we call it the Sweetheart Mimosa. Yeah, you're going to dazzle your friends. They're going to go, what is this one and this one and this one? And can I spike it with, they're going to start getting creative going, can I have a little amaretto, make an Italian mimosa? Sure. And voila. have the sweetheart.
That's a sweetheart.
Mimosa.
Magic.
Once in a while, I have a lot of customers that don't like the juice and all that, but they do want to celebrate a little bit with the champagne. So we go ahead and we can go ahead and have some fun with colors. So on this one, and you probably heard it before, it's just a glass of champagne, which I add some peach schnapps to it. When I go ahead and add peach schnapps, it was originally called just a fuzzy champagne, but it got attached a name to it called a Bellini.
Oh, I've had those.
And
So that's a Bellini.
Yeah, the Bellini. And I'm going to get you toasted here by sipping on all these before your guests get here.
I love this drink.
There you go.
I've had it before, and it's an elegant drink.
Yes.
I didn't realize that that's what was in it.
Yeah, a little touch of class, and it's so clean with that peach schnapps. Caroline, thank you for inviting me over. Have some fun with all of this.
It's going to be a ball.
Just shake it on up. Stay tuned. We got a lot more fun to come. And we're going to go ahead and start out learning a very popular drink called the Long Island iced tea. When I first started to learn this drink, it has a lot of alcohol in it, and it was actually kind of difficult to try and memorize. So I asked one of the bartenders, I go, could you show me how to make a Long Island? He goes, no problem. This is exactly what he did. He said, did you get that? And I go, well, no. I mean, what were all those alcohols and how much of each? I mean, what the heck? He goes, you'll never make it, okay? You're not quick enough. And he walked away. And I went, oh my gosh, bartending's hard, darn. How am I gonna memorize this? Then I thank a friend of mine who took some pity on me. He goes, John, it's actually very easy. Go ahead and put 5 whites in your mind, 5 whites. It's going to be the first 5 white alcohols in your speed rack, a ½ ounce of each one. So now, and I also only pick up 2 bottles at the same time, because as you notice, some bottles pour really nice and smooth and some bottles hesitate. So if you put up all 4, all of a sudden out is just rushing out the tequila and the gin, out's trickling out the vodka and the rum. So you never get the same consistency, the same taste that we're looking for. So if I pick up 2 bottles, one's not pouring, I can actually rock it back and forth, get the exact amount that I'm looking for. Plus, again, it looks like I'm picking up so many bottles, they're just staring at you going, well, when are you gonna stop? You know? So voila, let's go ahead and make 1 the proper way. So again, ½ ounce of each one, 1 and 2, and notice how that hesitated a little bit, so I just roll it on over. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and there's my 5 whites. Now notice where it comes to, about the halfway mark. That's 2½ shots of alcohol. It's a lot of alcohol. After 2 of them, it's 5 shots in your system. So again, I like to go ahead and make sure I'm not over pouring, because then I might be giving the customer 3.5 shots. Then 2 of those, 7, 8 shots in their system. We don't want to go there. Then 1.5 ounces of sweet and sour. Now I'll count it out first. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Then I memorize where it falls. About 3/4 on the glass, so I never have to go ahead and count again. I simply just pour it to that area. Then I go ahead and use my soda gun. It has all our sodas and mixes on there. It also has a nickname out there. It's called a cobra or a snake. I love that, just because of the way it looks. And here we go ahead and fill it on up. Then once in a while, you will see me actually roll it. I can serve it like this because it kind of looks just like an iced tea. But if I really want it to taste good, I just simply go ahead and roll it. I'll use my little big one here. And it's just this little action right here. Now it is actually blended through and through. Tastes a heck of a lot better. And then of course a little lemon twist. Twist around the rim, drop it in, and voila. The Long Island iced tea.
So what were all the whites that you used in the Long Island? There was 5, right?
Good. Half ounce of vodka, half ounce of gin, half ounce of tequila, half ounce of triple sec, and a half ounce of rum. That is actually the standard recipe out there. But again, you go to different bars and they change it around a little bit. Maybe it's only 3 whites. And I actually had this in interviews where someone learned it from another bar and they learned, 3 whites. And they come in and I go, well, it's 5 whites here at this bar. They go, oh, that's not going to taste good because I learned it this way. You're going, okay, you're telling me in my bar, in an interview, what we're going to pour? No, you got to be flexible as a bartender. So me, if I walked in there and they said, oh, we only use 3 whites, I go, okay, 3 whites.
What 3 whites?
Exactly, which one? And they'll go, I think we use vodka, triple sec, and rum. Okay, 3 whites now. But that word association really helps you out with which ones you're going to make. Now, with the Long Islands, as we talked about, memorizing a lot of drinks, pictures in our mind, word associations, and grouping drinks. I love the Long Island because we can make a ton of Long Islands, all different colors, same recipe. For example, if you wanted a blue Long Island, if you wanted a green Long Island, if you wanted a red Long Island. And they all have names. Matter of fact, here in Santa Barbara, the blue one is called an Adios Amigo. 5 whites, a little bit of blue color. I think you can understand the name after you drink it. Adios Amigo. So again, I just go ahead and pick up my bottles and carry it straight on across. And then my last white. Then, sweet and sour. And again, I just pour up to here. Now with the red one, it's actually called a Long Beach iced tea. What we're going to do is go ahead and grab cranberry and sweet and sour at the same time. Even though it's 1.5 ounces and we're technically thinking 3/4 ounce each one, a 3 count on each one, we don't. We just pour up about to there. So I just go ahead and pick both bottles up. Just pour it to about that 3/4 mark. Voila. Then, put a little blue for our Adios Amigo. And it's just a 2 count, we just float it right on top. And for our Tokyo tea, the green one, we use Midori, a Japanese melon liqueur. Then, to not destroy the color, I'm not going to put Coke on it, I'm going to put 7-Up or Sprite, whatever you have. And what we always put on a tea, what kind of garnish?
Twist.
A lemon, of course. So twist around the rim, drop it in, twist around the rim, drop it in, twist around the rim, drop it in, and voila. Adios Amigo, a Tokyo tea, and a Long Beach iced tea. Matter of fact, there are many of these variations. Upon one drink, knowing one recipe, you might know 10 drinks. Like I said, I come from Washington State, so when I first heard the Adios Amigo, it was called a Alaskan iced tea or a glacier iced tea. Now we always have our little Rolodex, so I write all this down, and we kind of trick the customer by letting them think that we know all these drinks. But we always have a favorite book or a little cheat sheet or something back here, a little Rolodex, so I'll write that down. Alaskan iced tea. 6 months go by, David comes in and goes, can I get a Alaskan iced tea? Maybe I don't remember. So I'll go, yeah, just 1 second, I'm going to clean up this spill. I'm looking up that recipe, and it pops right into my mind. Blue Long Island, name here, Adios Amigo. So when I go ahead and make it for them, I can go, oh, welcome to Santa Barbara. This also has a name, Adios Amigo. This one, if you go ahead and put 151 on a regular Long Island iced tea, it's called a Terminator tea. Oh my goodness, when that when that movie came out, The Terminator, and every time it comes out, you get tons of calls for this drink right here. And all we do is take 151, float it right on top. Actually, if you float 151 on this blue one, you probably heard it out there, called an AMF, an Adios Mother. This one, if we accidentally put some Coke on top, let me get rid of a little bit of that 7-Up. And then I'll roll it. And it just looks gross. It's called a LA City water. So again, Stump the Bartender time. What if they came up and said, I would like a Florida iced tea? What juice might we use?
Orange juice.
See how easy this is? So again, it's still Long Island with sweet and sour, equal amounts of orange juice. Use 7-Up, maybe even put a little orange wedge along with that lemon twist. Make it a Florida iced tea. Now that you've seen all of these, when we come back, we'll see them make these and pass the bar. Nice, and all of you are filling out the ice right up to the top. That's excellent because, again, if you shortchange it on the ice, then you add a lot more mix and it tastes a lot weaker. So that's why we always have that constant.
Okay.
Okay. That's going to be for the manager. Yeah, we're already at the halfway mark, so yeah, a little powerful. Yep.
And then, do you put sweet and sour?
Absolutely. So see, with two hands, you got to be ambidextrous to be a bartender.
Cranberry juice.
And right here, nice. Excellent.
Should I mix it?
No, it looks nice. It kind of mixed itself.
What is this one called again?
A Long Beach iced tea. Nice, very nice, excellent. Well, that's it for now. Thank you for watching Hey Bartender. I'm John, and I will be seeing you at the bars.